This is the Padres Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padres fan? Welcome to your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. And man, oh man, things not looking good right now for your San Diego Padres. Smoked tonight north of the border, 14-0. 14 runs on 14 hits and one error for the Blue Jays. 4 errors for the Padres. All the runs for the Blue Jays were scored from the 5th inning on. The final 7 runs were scored, and I believe maybe the final 12 runs were scored in the last 2 innings for Toronto. And those were the 7th and the 8th for them because they didn't hit in the 9th. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. This is your Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to thank you for making us your first watch/listen. And we know you have a lot of choices out there in the world. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for making us your first watch/listen. Myself and Javier. And I'll tell you this about Javier Reyes. He's under the weather, really battling some throat stuff right now. And so that's why he's been a little MIA on the channel. He asked me to tell you that and to say what's up to you. And he just said, man, we're in trouble right now. And I would agree. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being here on YouTube, Locked On Padres podcast channel. Thank you for being here wherever you get your podcasts, audio-wise. So Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Apple, iHeart, you name it. We're here, and we're here for free. And you're down with OTT. Yeah, you know me, this whole party. It's OTT these days because we're free on Roku. It's not OPP, even in the shirt. The skeleton bling. People love it. But I'm going to say what the skeleton stands for, the dead Padres offense right now. But we are part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I don't even know where to start with this one. Tell me where to start because, man, it's ridiculous. This team cannot hit. This team cannot hit. I mean, I don't want to spend another 20 minutes going up and down about how Manny and Merrill should be 5 and 6 guys in a top tier lineup, not 3 and 4. Maybe even, 5 and 6, I'd say, all right, Merrill 5, Manny 6. I don't see Manny as a 3 hitter anymore, maybe a 5 guy. I don't know, but I don't see either one of those guys as a cleanup hitter or a number 3 hitter, really. So that's what's up with the Padres. They can't hit, and their pitching staff keeps giving up home runs. It drives me nuts how many balls are absolutely ripped off this team on the first pitch. Read the scouting report, man. Stop grooving them in there. That's what teams are doing to you. They're waiting, sitting dead red on those pitches, and you're not getting anything accomplished with that. But this is all about offense, and you can see it up there right now. All right, this is your Padres Postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, here to unpack, oh, man, how do you do this? We got to plug our noses, put our boots on. This one stinks, ladies and gentlemen. 14-0 Blue Jays. It's your Padres Postcast, and it starts right now on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Let's go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Soon as StreamYard lets me unmute my mic. There we go. All right, issues with StreamYard. So if you're seeing anything weird or whatever, just understand. You can send them a message. You know what I mean? But man, oh man, come on in the comments and say what's up. We love having you here. Smash that subscribe. Hit the bell so you get alerts when we're coming your way with more content. And See People says we suck. I think it's a little bit extreme. This team's really good. It's just not hitting right now. And I believe you're, 0 for your last 30 with runners in scoring position. So you're talking about, 5 losses in a row here, okay? You're talking 2 straight shutouts to start this series. You know what I mean? Just not a good way to do it. Defensive meltdown, the 4 errors, all those runs scoring late in the game. Vasquez pitched well from the jump tonight. But again, the scouting reports must be off. They're not reading them something, throwing them dead red down the middle, and teams are crushing home runs, long fly balls. Merrill robbed one tonight at the center field wall. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy who doesn't work for the team. These guys on the telecast, and I think we have one of the best telecasts in Major League Baseball. But again, I tell you day in and day out, Javi and myself, we do not work for the team. That matters. We don't work for the flagship station, TV or radio, of the team. That matters. We don't get credentialed by the team. We're not relying on the team to give us anything. So what do we give you? Honesty, truth, facts. And for those guys to sit here and be talking heads on the telecast today and talk about how the Padres are fine standing pat, they're just fine. Mike Schilt told me they're fine. They are not fine. They're not fine because I'll tell you why they're not fine. There is no chance in hell that this team beats the Dodgers as constructed. There is no chance in hell that this team even comes in third place in this division as constructed. I don't see it. This is the second streak of the season like this with runners in scoring position. You cannot have your bats and your offense be this anemic this long, go to sleep for this long. You can't have it happen and be a great team. They need to make a move. They need to get a big bat in here. They overestimated what they have. I love Fernando in the leadoff spot, but they need another big bat in the middle. They have to have it if they're going to compete. They have to have it, and they've already backed themselves into a huge corner payroll-wise to where they can't even keep both King and Cease next year. Probably can, but they're probably not gonna. And they don't have a big bat in the middle of the lineup. Again, I repeat, and how much longer do we have to sit there and watch Jason Hayward? This is painful, man. Guy's a longtime vet. He knows the deal. Hey, it's been a good run. It's been a good run, bro. You're not hitting. Get out of there. Let somebody, that platoon is giving you nothing. Giving you absolutely nothing. And, I mean, a 7-run 8th inning tonight, and by then it was over because lately when a team scores once, it's over on the Padres. I mean, do I have to go back and read the scores of the recent games? I don't want to. It's painful. And just a week ago, it's a little over a week ago, we're talking about how good things are going. They're winning again. They were decimating it's Colorado. They were decimating Colorado, but they look good against the Yankees, right? You had a lot when everybody got healthy and came back. They started mashing the ball, putting runs on the board, and this team is not good enough offensively. And I don't think they're good enough pitching-wise. I don't think they're good enough in any capacity to be the best team in baseball. I don't even think the bullpen is as good as we thought it was early in the year. I really don't. And I'm not here to crap on the Padres or anything like that. I'm just telling you how it is. It is what it is. And if they don't make moves, you're going to be out of it by September. You're going to be out of it by September. They have to make moves. They're not going to do it as constructed. I'm sorry, but they're not. And if they don't like it, that's too bad. Again, not paid by the team, don't need anything from the team, not credentials, we're not getting free tickets. So we can actually, unlike anybody else you watch or listen to that's on the flagship stations or works for the team, that matters. And you just got to get the truth. I mean, Dalton Varsho, grand slam, 7-run 8th inning tonight for Toronto, 14-0 the final. Nathan Luquez, 2-run homer, gave him the lead in the 5th inning, and it's 2-0 by that point. I mean, and look, Randy Vasquez was pitching well. These pitchers are victims. Cease was a victim last night. Michael King's been a victim 2-3 times already. Pivetta, victim of what, you ask? A victim of an offense that has given them no run support. Bo Bichette with a fielder's choice and an RBI single. Vlad Jr., George Springer, RBI singles. Jonathan Clase, RBI double. Addison Barger, a double. And Ernie Clement with a single. I mean, all these driving in runs, right? Gaussman looked latest to look like Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez, and Greg Maddux all rolled up into one against the Padres. He's 4-4, but today he looked like those 3 guys wrapped up into one. Struck out 9, 3 hits allowed over 7. Jose Urena finished the game. Luis Arraez with a double and a triple, but again, 5 straight L's for the Padres. Vasquez 3-4 now, 2 runs on 4 hits, struck out 4 over 4 2/3 innings. Estrada, Morejon, and Jacob came out of the bullpen, 4 unearned runs for Morejon. That was brutal with all those errors, man. Just terrible. I mean, the play by Manny with the throw and Arraez is a beautiful hop. I was the first baseman. Easy play, man. Easy play on a long hop like that. I don't understand. He's not a first baseman. They don't have a first baseman. They don't have a left fielder. They don't have a big bat in the middle of their lineup. You got a 3-time batting champ in the 2-hole. You got the best leadoff man in baseball and an MVP candidate there. What are you getting from Manny and Merrill, those M&M boys? Look, if you want to say they're 3-5 or 4-5, neither one of them is a cleanup hitter. You need a big homer guy on this team. You do. In the middle of the order. Not hitting leadoff. In the middle. Okay? You need someone to hit homers and drive in a lot of runs in the middle of that lineup, and they do not have that guy. I love Jackson Merrill. Maybe even in the 3-hole, long haul. Sure. Put him in there. You signed him forever. Put him in the 3-hole. You go, Fernando and Arraez and then Merrill, and then, I don't know. Manny as a 3 guy, I'm just not sold. He had a couple more, hits tonight. But Manny in the 3-hole, to me, to be a 3 or 4-hole hitter, you got to be loading up those numbers, man. You got to be 280 to 300. You got to be 30 to 40 homers. You got to be 120 RBI. They need that guy. The Dodgers have those guys. They have 3 of them. They have 3 guys, 3 MVP candidates every year. Ohtani, Freeman, and Mookie. You got Fernando. How are you going to compete with that? Their IL the last couple of years with their starting pitching has been absurd for the Dodgers. I mean, Glasnow and Snell now. You know what I'm saying? So that is ridiculous. You just gave them Tanner Scott, and now you don't have a great lefty in the bullpen. You don't have a lefty starter you can count on. Holes, man. Holes. Swiss cheese. I'm sorry. Javi says it all the time. I don't want to sit here and crap on them again. But their uniforms are brown, and they look like it out there today. I mean, literally look like a steaming pile of dog crap. Brown crap with yellow strings on it. The gooey stuff that comes out last. That's what they look like these last few days. 2 straight shutouts, 5 straight losses. The Mariners. Now the Blue Jays. And you got to hope you salvage this series, win 1 game tomorrow with Stephen Kolek on the mound. Lost his last start out, but again, they're getting no run support from the pitching staff. I got to hit the break. Jim Grieshaber, call me, Grease, 14-0. Come on, this is not beer league softball. This is not Little League. This is not like, you remember when you were in Little League and the best team in the league, I was on the best team in the league, crushed the worst team in the league? Remember that? Yeah, that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now. And the Padres are just not hitting the ball. They're 0 for their last 30 unofficially with runners in scoring position. 0 for their last 30. That can't happen. It's impossible. Oh, wait, it did. It did. Smash that subscribe, hit the bell. Come on and say what's up in the comments. I want to be positive. I want to say positive things about this team, but there is nothing positive to say about this game here tonight. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. The one positive thing I can say right now is that we love you and we thank you for being here, for making us your first watch or listen every day. Myself, Javier Reyes, under the weather with the throat. Not seeing a lot from him this week. Hopefully you'll tune in. I'll make the postcast a little bit longer so you get a little more info. You notice I'm working in more general talk about the Padres. Their prospects are looking good. Yu Darvish coming back soon. There's a lot of things going on, but is Yu Darvish the arm that you need? Maybe. I still think a lefty reliever. I'd love to see whoever's fire sailing a lefty reliever at the deadline. Huge priority because you let Tanner Scott walk, and now you need another Tanner Scott. But there isn't another Tanner Scott. You get another guy like him, right? Or there isn't anybody like him, but you know what I mean? A lefty, dominant lefty. It's not Morejon. Thought it might have been un momento, right? But nope, not going to happen. Anyway, got to take that break. We give you great deals from incredible companies. They want to be a part of our network. They want to give you these deals because you're here with us, whether you're here on YouTube, whether you're here on Roku, whether you are here on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean. You know what I'm saying? They want to give you these incredible deals, and that's because you're here with us on the Locked On Podcast Network. On the other side, you got the player of the game, you got the turning point, you got all that. We get ready for the series finale tomorrow, which is at 10:07 a.m. Pacific, getaway day for the Pods, and then they head to Atlanta, where it could get really ugly. We'll talk more about this debacle, break it down for you, hit the box, and, of course, the rundown. It just was 14-0. 5 losses in a row, second straight shutout. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I want to tell you about our friends at Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. That's right. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you're going to find exactly what you need. Delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That is supplyhouse.com on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. There we go. All right. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Plenty of stuff still to do. 14-0, the final here tonight. And again, the Blue Jays 24-24, 15-12 at home. Just a mosh pit of madness tonight for the Jays in Toronto. And, man, just brutal, 14 runs on 14 hits and 1 error for the Jays. And for the Padres, man, oh, man, my daughter's turning 18 tomorrow. I just saw a text on that. Let's see. Oh, the Knicks and Pacers going down to the wire. Some good baseball games tonight, too. So 14-0 the final. Yet again, we give you that. And, 14-1 for the Jays. None 5-4 for the Padres. They're 0 for their last 30 unofficially with runners in scoring position. They've been shut out 2 times in a row. They are not hitting anything. It's the second extended streak this season. The first time we had the injuries to blame. The first time Merrill was out. The first time Cronenworth was out. Hayward was out. Lockridge was out. Didn't even have the platoon. It got so bad tonight, Tyler Wade had a pitch. Remember him? He was out there when Lockridge and Hayward. But those guys aren't getting it done anyway. How much longer do we have to watch Jason Hayward? He said 170. How much longer do we have to watch him? 179. 185, Maldonado. 250, Cronenworth. 242, Bogarts. You got Fernando at 296. He hasn't been hot at all lately. You got Arise at 301. You got Machado at 314. Merrill at 345. 0 for 4 again today in a prolonged slump. Manny had 2 hits. Rise had 2 hits. And Elias Diaz, pinch hitting, grabbed a hit. He's actually been swinging a pretty good bat. For the Blue Jays, Bichette, 2 for 6, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 for 4, 2 runs for Springer, 2 for 5 for Barger, 3 for 4 for Luquez with the home run and the 2 RBIs and the 2 runs scored. They had 40 at-bats in this game. But again, 0 for 8 in scoring position for the Padres. And, Manny's 0 for 2. Bogart's 0 for 1. Arise 0 for 1. But Manny had 2 hits, but he was 0 for 2 when it mattered. When it mattered. He's not a 3-hole guy. He's not. Sorry, he's not. And I'm sorry. I mean, why am I saying I'm sorry? He's not a 3-hole guy. Left on base 6, 4 errors. Iglesias with 2. Brutal. Bogarts fouls the ball off his leg. Oh, man. And then he comes in and look at that. Machado just didn't get it done with runners in scoring position. The 4 errors were just brutal. Machado, absolutely pitiful. Where's the 4th error? Machado had, oh, wow. Yeah, Machado had 3 errors today. That is absolutely brutal. Just not only is he not a 3-hole guy, and I love Manny. We love Manny. Manny should be hitting, 5th? Maybe Merrill 3rd, and you need that big guy in the middle. Is what it is, right? But if you go Merrill 3rd, you got back-to-back lefties. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we got stuff to do and a short time to do it, and we love talking about that. But just brutal, man. 12 runs in the 7th and 8th inning combined. It was a 2-0 game. It was scoreless till the bottom of the 5th. It wasn't like this kind of game from the start. It just got away from them with the errors. But, it just gets frustrating, man. How many times do we have to watch this? The scouting reports with the pitchers throwing first pitches right down the middle is killing me. They don't have a good lefty starter. They don't have a great lefty out of the bullpen. Deadline, either one of those would be great. Would be great. Not beating any of these teams in the playoffs without them. And then you have that big hole in the middle of the lineup. Who's better in this lineup? I'll take Fernando over anybody right now. Would you take Fernando over Shohei? I doubt it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is over anybody but him, would you take Fernando? Probably, yeah. Yeah. So, but you still have Mookie Betts and Freeman who are right there nipping at the heels. Who else do the Padres have in the MVP conversation? It matters. It matters. And the Phillies not looking like they're going to be a huge threat this year. The National League looks like it's the West. It really does from what I'm seeing. You don't know who's going to get hot. Long season. But it looks like it's the West right now. Smash that subscribe. Hit the bell when you want to know when we're coming your way with more content. And then, of course, come on in and say what's up in the comments. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. 14-0. The final 12 runs in the 7th and 8th innings combined for the Blue Jays. And again, they didn't hit in the 9th. You know what I mean? It's just brutal. 5 losses in a row, 2 straight shutouts. So got a couple of things to do in a short time to do them in before we get out of here. Again, Javi's out this week, so I'm going a little bit longer. He's got the throat issue with the Locked On Padres podcast. I'll hit him up and see if he wants me to fill in one day this week and do an episode. We'll see. If not, I'll stick to what I'm doing and we'll make it work. But first things first, is there such a thing as a turning point in a 14-0 game? I guess.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
I think the turning point was when Gausman took the mound. Kevin Gausman. I mean, they made him look like a combo of Martinez, Clemens, and Maddox tonight. For real. This dude is 4-4. He goes out there. I mean, look, he's not a bad. I don't want to, you know what I mean? He's a pretty good pitcher. Kevin Gausman, 4-4 with a 4.03 ERA, which these days is pretty decent. But I mean, this dude just goes out there and looks like I don't even want to say it anymore, but he goes 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 9 strikeouts, no walks. The Padres did not draw 1 walk tonight. They've struck out 18 times in these first 2 games and walked once. This is trash. So there's your turning point. The minute Gausman took the mound, it's trash. It's straight trash what their offense is doing right now. I'm not saying their offense is trash. I'm saying what their offense is doing is straight trash. It's worse than nothing. I mean, runners in scoring position, 0 for your last 30, 18 strikeouts and 1 walk in 2 games. What in the world is going on? I mean, these are numbers that get a hitting coach fired. Last time you could blame the injuries, and I'm not calling for anybody's job, but they got to do something. They got to do something. All right, next up, we got.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
There's really no Padres who could be, oh wow, the Knicks and Pacers going to overtime in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA on the actual FanDuel, or go see one of the games with Game Time. How about that? But real quick, I just want to talk about the player of the game because, I mean, just think about it, right? The 2-run homer in the 5th put the Blue Jays on top. The grand salami, put it out of reach for sure by Varsho. He's a .217 hitter, but he was 1 for 5. Gausman was really the player of the game, but we just used him as the turning point. So let's pick somebody else from the Blue Jays, shall we? Let's say we go with the number 9 hitter, Nathan Lucas. And I believe this is him right here. And if it's not, I really don't care. There you go. Don't even know. Don't even care. It's the Blue Jays. But I'll tell you this, man. It's frustrating to watch them come to the plate time and time again. Runners in scoring position. They've started getting a little bit better at taking pitches, working counts. They're aggressive on the bases. But we know they're an aggressive hitting team. They're not going to walk a ton. They've got to work these pitchers more. You can't let a guy throw 90 pitches in 7 innings with no walks and 18 strikeouts and 1 walk in 2 games. You're not working the count. You're not fouling enough balls off. This offense is really, really, really struggling right now. 0 for their last 30 with runners in scoring position. I don't see an end in sight. Merrill's got to start hitting. He's been brutal. Fernando's been in the skids lately as well. As Manny's been hitting. Rise is always hitting. But, they just don't have the guns. They don't. They don't have the big lefty out of the bullpen. They don't have the lefty starter. They don't have the big hitter in the middle of the lineup. I don't know how you're expecting to beat the Dodgers. 27-20 now. And things are going to start to get away from you. You know that, right? Things are going to start to get away from you. And I'm not doom and gloom. I don't want to be. Man, I want to be. I love the rose-colored glasses that I normally like. Obi Trice says, $1,000 shades I prefer to see the world through. Mine is rose-colored glasses I prefer to see the world through. You know what I'm saying? That's me. These rose-colored glasses even. You know what I mean? You throw enough crap at them, you can't see out of them anymore. And that's what the Padres have done lately. It's just been a bunch of crap. And tomorrow they'll look to reverse it. But when you look at the Padres right now, and in the game's an early game tomorrow, maybe that's kind of what you need. Throw a little monkey wrench in there. But Stephen Kolek call. Now's the time for it. 2-1 with a 2.33. Francis for the Blue Jays. Bowden Francis, 2-6 with a 5.63. And we will see. The Padres are -1.5 on the run line, -115 on the money line. 8.5 is the over-under, -135 for the over, and +115 for the under. So it's looking good tomorrow for the Padres in the over. You would hope that they would score some runs. There's no cure for a slump like a 2-6 pitcher. And if they make this dude look like a boss out there, then really things are really bad. They were a game and a half out. They were a game out last week. But luckily, I mean, look, in the last 10, the Dodgers have gone 4-6. The Giants have gone 5-5, and Arizona's gone 6-4, while you've gone 3-7. So thank God, Friar faithful, Friar fanatics, Friar fandom. Thank God, get on your knees and thank them that those teams did that while you did this, because otherwise you'd be like 5-6 games out, and you might not make that up. I'm dead serious. You fall 5-6 games behind the Dodgers at this point, you're not going to make that up. And they don't have the guns to compete with this team. They don't have the bats in the middle of the lineup. They don't have a lefty starter or a lefty reliever. Sorry, it's not Morejon. I thought it was. It's not. Adam has struggled. Suarez had the one bad game, and I say Adam struggled. He's walked leadoff guys. He's had some couple of jams lately. Bullpen showing some signs of cracking. I hope they get the offense on track, though. Look, we know they come in bunches. It was just a little over a week ago when they were in Colorado just pounding the Rockies. But it's the Rockies. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's brutal. It's absolutely brutal right now what's happening with this team, this offense. We went a little long tonight. Again, Javier Reyes, Locked On Padres podcast, under the weather with the throat this week. If you don't see him, he asked me to say what's up to you. Say hi, but man, he's not feeling so good about this team right now either. They got to do something. They got to get a bat in the middle of this lineup. They have to. Mike Schilt can paint the picture all he wants and tell us how beautiful it is, but it's not. It's not. It's all brown and stinky right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because you want to hear what it really truly is, and we have no skin in the game other than you, and we're here for you, and we want to talk to you and tell you what's really happening, not when they sit there on the telecast and go, oh, the team doesn't need to do anything. And I love those guys. They're great, but really? They don't need to do anything? Okay, go ahead. And there'll be 8 games out in September, 10 games out. You'll be watching the Dodgers celebrate again. It is what it is. Spending all this money, you're going supposedly all in. Do it. Get a big bat, get a lefty out of the pen, and get a lefty starter. Prove it. You know what I'm saying? They got to do it. They got to do it. I'd love to see a Rise back at second. Maybe put Cronenworth in a package for a big bat. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, here every game after the Padres, and hopefully more wins than losses coming your way in the near future. But we're here after every game with the postcast, and of course Javier when he's back healthy, day in and day out with the podcast. And you want to make sure that you don't ever miss either one of these shows. But for your second or third listen / watch every day, don't miss the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. That's a great show, man. Every night all season long, get local analysis on a national scale. MLB Game Night is on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And again, thank you for being here. First watch or second watch / listen. Podcast, postcast on the YouTube, Roku, wherever you get your audio podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, you name it. But 5 losses in a row, 2 shutouts in a row, 0 for their last 30 with runners in scoring position. They need to make moves. They need to do something. Thank God, as I said, the Dodgers are 4-6 in their last 10 while you're 3-7. And the Giants haven't done any better. They've been 5-5. So you've been very lucky. That luck eventually runs out. And again, this is the second prolonged stretch this season with this type of offensive skid. And it's not bad. Every team goes through slumps. This is not bad. This is abominable, abysmal, abhorrent, aberrant. How about that? Aberrant. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy. All the above. And it's just got to stop. And it's got to stop right now. But we will be back tomorrow. First pitch is at 10:07. Is it 10:07 or 10:07 a.m. tomorrow? And that's Pacific time, of course. And you got Kolek on the mound. He's been pitching great. Didn't get any help last time. That's why he's got the 2-1. But he's been pitching really well. So maybe he can slow this Jays offense down. Maybe they can find their gloves overnight. Maybe they can do what Derek Jeter and Jason Giambi used to do and put a gold thong on whenever they were in a slump. Whatever it is you do, whatever your slump buster is. Look up Slump Buster. I'm not telling you. Look up Slump Buster. Whatever their slump busters are, they need them right now in a major way. It's the second one of the years can't continue because 2 straight shutouts, 0 for 30 runners in scoring position, 5 straight L's. The Dodgers aren't going to be this bad for long. You got to break. You got to start winning again. Hopefully they don't get hot right away as you get hot, and maybe you make up a couple games, and you're still right there, only 2 games out. So all is not lost and all is not bad, but I'm telling you, as it is constituted, this team is going nowhere. I said it. Someone has to. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, GRIES. Hope you appreciate us. You know, we have 220 plus shows, every team, every city, every sport, every league. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. We're here for you, and we hope you appreciate us. Thank you so much for making us your first watch / listen every day. Don't forget Locked On MLB Game Night. Javi's out sick this week. He's got a throat thing. I'll be here after every game, and I'll find out if he wants me to hop in and do a show for him on the channel. The Rising Tide on YouTube, The Rising Tide on Roku, and The Rising Tide on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, you name it. 14-0. The Padres lose to the Blue Jays in Canada. We'll be back after tomorrow's game, the series finale. They can't win the series. They've lost a bunch of series in a row. This is getting bad. We'll see how ugly it gets before they turn it around. Hopefully tomorrow's the day with a 2-6 pitcher on the mound, and we will find out after the game with your Padres Postcast. Until then, my friend, keep your game tight and your mind right, and thank you so much for watching Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your Padres every single day.